This is ZNS Storm Watch Update, brought to you by BTC.
You are looking live outside our ZNS studios as Hurricane Sandy leaves New Providence in its wake and batters the northern Bahamas. This is Storm Watch. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andrew Knowles, and we've got the very latest off the top. Now we head over to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean, who is standing by with the latest. Basil?
Well, Andrew, hurricane warnings have been discontinued for the northwest Bahamas. However, we do have a tropical storm warning in effect for the island of Grand Bahama and Abaco. The remainder of the country is warning free. So that is certainly good news. Satellite pictures showing clearing skies over the central and southeastern parts of the country and even parts of the northwest Bahamas as well. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, the center of Sandy was at 27.1 degrees north. Longitude 77.1 west, that puts Sandy about 30 miles northeast of Great Abaco, about 50 miles due east of East End Grand Bahama. It is now moving towards the north at 7 miles per hour, and at this slow speed, it will gradually pull away from the Bahamas, and hopefully we will be able to lift those watches for Grand Bahama and Abaco a little later on, perhaps during the night or maybe during the early morning hours.
All right, thanks a lot, Basil. Well, if you've been out and about in the capital this morning, you'll see that it's quite a mess outside here in the capital. A few downed trees, lots of sand piled on the streets along the coast, and all manner of debris. This morning, our Janaea Noel Ferguson visited the downtown area to see how the city fared.
It's Friday morning and we are downtown Bay Street, just taking a final assessment of what has happened overnight from Hurricane Sandy. I'm standing right now in Parliament Square at the House of Assembly and the Senate. Just to give you an idea of what's been going on, we see that all of the independence decorations that have been up from about July are now down. That gives you an indication of the wind strength that we experienced last night. We see all of the independence colors down, all of the awnings. Now we know we did have a spectacular display for the women's suffrage movement out here a few days ago, and I think those were taken down in preparation for the storm. But all of the other decorations, as you can see behind me, they are on the ground. They're down from the top of the roof. And just on Bay Street, it seems to be pretty quiet. A lot of the stores are still closed. We do still see a lot of movement in terms of traffic. People seem to be out and about, curious about what is going on. We want to encourage you to continue to listen to the ZNS News Network for the latest information in the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy.
That was our Janaea Noel Ferguson. Well, with the storm still impacting the country, BEC says it's continuing to monitor the system and it has started to mobilize its teams to restore electricity nationwide. In the southeastern Bahamas, where conditions have improved, BEC teams have already begun island-wide assessments to determine the extent of damage. Crews on these islands began restoration work early this morning. In the northwest and central Bahamas, including New Providence, BEC says that tropical storm force winds have prevented large-scale restoration work from starting. Nonetheless, BEC crews are already restoring supply on a limited basis. Corporation officials explain that restoration work, which is not dangerous to crews or potentially damaging to the corporation's infrastructure, have begun. The corporation says that in situations where sustained winds and wind gusts remain a threat, BEC will not be able to begin work until conditions improve. The corporation is requesting the patience of its customers who remain without supply and assures them that once it is deemed safe, a large-scale restoration effort will commence immediately. Additionally, customers who have emergency situations are encouraged to report them by calling BEC's emergency numbers at 323-5561 and 302-1800. It's estimated that some 4,500 BTC customers are still without electricity. BTC reporting that residents in Flamingo Gardens and Gladstone Road have lost landline service. Officials estimate about 500 customers have been affected in each area. Now, the majority of the New Providence outages are concentrated in the southern area of the island. Officials are also reporting that over in Abaco, 20 of the 22 cell sites on the island are down, with self-service in Dundas Town and Central Pines only. However, BTC says overall its cellular network is up and running. Operations at the Lynden Pinling International Airport were set to resume at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, but officials are saying that will be based on wind speed. NAT officials tell ZNS News that air traffic controllers will only return to work when wind speeds are under 40 miles per hour. Now again, passengers with itineraries to or from LPIA should contact their airline carriers directly for service updates or to make changes to existing reservations. NAD has already implemented its hurricane preparedness plan, with response teams standing by to restore the airport to full operations as soon as possible. The strong winds from Hurricane Sandy also resulted in this downed tree along Ponciana Drive, but crews worked extremely hard to have it removed and prevent any further block along Ponciana Avenue. And Bay Street was quite a scene this morning in the aftermath of the hurricane as well. Farmers across the country is assessing the impact of Hurricane Sandy on New Providence. Charles Fisher talks to a farmer who's still going through his farm in the aftermath of the hurricane.
A day after the passage of Hurricane Sandy, we are here at Poultry Outlet and Farms, and we're joined by the proprietor, Horatio Poitier. And Horatio, last night a lot of wind, a lot of rain. Any damages?
Well, I had some roof damages. I had a lot of birds that I had to come out. Couldn't sleep last night because I had to keep on here listening to see if anything was going wrong. A little destruction to my quail buildings, but all in all, the crops was being destroyed. My seed beds that I was about to transplant in about another week or so. I got to go back to the drawing board again.
In terms of monetary value, how much would that cost you, set you back?
Well, right now, the value of a case of sweet pepper is about $23 a case, and tomatoes almost the same, and cucumbers, and I have different varieties of ethnic vegetables, which at retail market will cost you anywhere from $3-4 a pound. So it does set me back, but as you see, most of my animals are still here, and then whatever we could do, we'll just have to transplant start over again.
How soon can we see that process and making sure that this back and running?
Well, at 5 o'clock this morning, when I realized that the wind had slowed down a little bit, I had to come and make sure all the animals were secure. But as you can see, I have baby chicks. Because of the electricity, they need heat to stay warm. If they don't stay warm, it's going to cause their growth to slow down. And anytime something slows down, it costs you money.
That was our Charles Fisher reporting. This has been Storm Watch on the ZNS News Network. Be sure and join us back here again at 4 with all the latest. Again, ZNS will be providing hourly coverage on Hurricane Sandy, so be sure and stay tuned in for all the latest. Once again, I'm Andrew Knowles. Good afternoon.
This has been a ZNS Storm Watch update brought to you by BTC.